the drill instructor school, one of the most demanding schools that we have in the Marine Corps. These drill instructors go through a 12-week program of instruction to learn all about being a drill instructor. Okay, they learn a lot about leadership. They learn this process, refresh them on the recruit training process from when they were a recruit. But the focus is now not as the recruit, but as the drill instructor who trains those recruits and does that transformation. All right, it's a very, very demanding leadership school. They're tested academically, physically. They get opportunities to serve, observe, if you will, and serve alongside drill instructors in the training companies to get some hands-on practical application. It's a tough school. It's a very tough school. We have a class on board right now. They'll graduate in a week and a half, and then 30 days after they graduate, they'll come here and begin training in one of the training battalions. Yes, ma'am.
For those that are married, what does their life look like? Do they come here for 3 months and they're here, or do they go home at night?
No, they don't. So those Marines that are as students at drill instructor school, if they have a family, they are on temporary additional duties. So their family stays from whatever duty station they were previously assigned to. Say, I'm coming from Camp Lejeune up in North Carolina. My family will stay at Camp Lejeune until I graduate DI school. If I don't graduate DI school, then I go back to the unit from which I came, the Camp Lejeune in North Carolina. But after I graduate, I have 30 days to go back to the unit from which I came from, check out of that unit, prepare my family for the move here. We want to make sure those students make it through DI school before we spend the money to move their families down here. Does that answer your question?
Thank you.
Any other questions? We'll start with school. Yes, sir.
And this is here.
This is here.
This is the one in San Diego?
There is, yes, sir. And they're identical programs of instruction. We also have a couple other courses unique to the progression of that drill instructor while they're here. To be a senior drill instructor and a chief drill instructor. Some courses, as you see up there, that prepare them for those more senior billets, and also we put all our young officers, our series commanders, through a series commander's course to prepare them for the responsibilities of being a series commander. Okay, so we talked about those 12 weeks. That's what it looks like. 12 weeks, right now, 3 phases of training. Each phase is 4 weeks long. Phase 1, and each phase builds upon the preceding phase. So phase 1 is the shock and awe. It's the shock and awe. It's the take this young man or woman. This is where that transformation from civilian to recruit begins. Okay, breaking them of all the habits that they brought with them, getting them indoctrinated into this Marine Corps environment, this Marine Corps culture, getting them to realize that they are not important. It's the team that's important. To break that mindset of it's all about me. It's not all about you. It's about the team. It's about the team. So that takes place in that first phase. And then that second phase, the recruits, they've made that transformation from civilian to recruit. Now so you can fine-tune that transformation as a recruit in phase 2. They start responding a little bit more quickly to their drill instructors. They move a little bit more efficiently. That team concept is really starting to take hold, okay? And you see that. And then they get to phase 3, it's really just fine-tuning those young recruits. They're about who they're going to be. They've latched on to this thing about being a Marine, our values, honor, courage, and commitment, because they've had all this discussion with their drill instructors. The teamwork concept is alive and well. They're pushing each other. They're helping each other. The leadership of individual recruits is really starting to flourish. We take them through the crucible, their defining moment, and then they get their Eagle Globe and Anchor on training day 7 Friday. They graduate and go on 10 days leave before they go to the school. We're going to have a slide for that. But that's what it looks like, and you can see it. It builds upon each one, and those drill instructors are with them when the lights come on, and they're there till the lights go out. That's the first thing a recruit sees in the morning. It's the last thing a recruit sees when he goes to bed. All right? And then those drill instructors spend more time after the lights go out preparing for the next day. All right? But those drill instructors are with them every step of the way. And you'll see that as you go through the rest of the day and through Friday. And any questions you have specific about drill instructors, please ask Staff Sergeant King, or anybody you see wearing that funny king thing. All right, so we have, there's 7 graduation requirements, and so there's quantifiable, and we'll have a slide for those non-quantifiable things, all right? But you can see up here where they're tested, okay? Things we can do practical application and test that recruit's ability to master that task, whether it be a written evaluation, a physical evaluation, or marksmanship, or swimming, not swimming, but water survival. I think you'll go a chance to see the pool. All those things that we can put a test to and test that recruit and their ability to complete that task. And then we have those non-quantifiable things. You can see them there. About the character, do they grasp our esprit de corps, their own discipline, their military bearing, who they are, who they become as an individual, as a Marine, okay? And you can, well, and we do this. We got a recruit is barely getting through, and they're meeting the wickets to hit the graduation requirements, but you still see they don't get this honor, courage, and commitment. They still think it's about themselves and not about the Marine to the left, all right? They quit, they give up when it gets too hard. You can meet those graduation requirements, but if you don't meet this, and you've been afforded opportunity for remediation, we'll drop that recruit. We drop it to another company to repeat some of those intangible classes, the guided discussion of core values, allow that recruit to think about who they are and what they're doing, their performance to date, or we'll drop them all together and go join another service. Because obviously the Marine Corps is not for you. All right? So we talked, there it is. There's the 7 graduation requirements, written evaluations, but most of it is practical application, and then to meet the physical requirements of the United States Marine. With the crucible being that defining moment, now we've kind of really talked about this, and put that slide real quick. So we talked about the crucible, all right? That's the defining moment. It's at the very end of the training cycle, and at the end of the crucible, they get their eagle globe and anchor, and they become a United States Marine. Sir?
Usually if the Marines drop you, would another branch pick you up?
Depends on what you get dropped for and the code that we apply to that Marine.
So I've also heard too, if you go through Marine training, you don't have to go into anybody else's basic training. Is that correct?
If you get dropped.
No, I'm saying if you want to switch branches at some point, and you've completed basic training with Marines, you don't have to go through anybody else's basic training.
That I can't answer that. I know one of our recruiters may be able to, or Sergeant Mary Davis, I can't.
That's correct.
Is that correct? Okay,
Yes.
all right, there you go.
You still got to do the, whatever your specialty is going to be, you